How's it going, everybody? I am Louis, the average guy in 1983. Thank you very much for joining me on this video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a range test on the 2025 Vmax VX4 in eco mode. So eco mode goes up to 21.7, give or take. I do have the tire pressure set to 45 psi for the front and the rear tire. I do have the brakes adjusted to my liking. Pretty much about as good as it's going to get for a cable brake and a drum brake. Suspension is set to the softest setting, and right now here on the display, 58.5 volts, which is still within the 100% battery life. I did just get done charging up the scooter to 100%, and the light did turn green on the charger, but I got a 58.5. We got 12 miles in on the odometer reading, so you guys know that the only thing I've done with this scooter so far has just been testing it out just to make sure that I dial in the brakes. So a couple of things that I've done on the scooter so far that I've done of add-ons that may or may not affect the range is going to be the Vmax Bag, which I don't like that the clip is made out of plastic as well as the screws, so I'm gonna have to pre-drill some holes here on these little pockets you can see there, 1, 2, and 3, and add 3 more zip ties to it to make sure that it doesn't start to like slide downwards. I did add a motorcycle grade horn, so when I push the button you can hear it loud enough, an Acrunu light for nighttime brighting, a handlebar extender, and the last thing that I did, I added some grips just to make sure that the braking feels good. Other than that, that's all I've done. So now that I've showed you guys this, and again, the odometer only has 12 miles in so far, let's go ahead and gear up and take it out for the range test and see how it does. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so let's go ahead and get going. Here we go. So we're going to see how the scooter does with the fully charged battery. I am 288 pounds. This scooter does accept riders up to 330 pounds. Has a 500 watt nominal motor, but peaks out at 2800 watts. Top speed I've gotten on it so far, 37 miles per hour, verified through GPS. This is a very, very powerful scooter. Nobody would believe that a scooter that looks like this would actually even have that capability. But again, in this case, we are going to be riding in eco mode, going up to, from what it looks like, 21.9 miles per hour. Alright, so I pulled over to the side so that we can see how the scooter does going up this little incline here in eco mode. I know that in sport mode it would eat it up like nothing, but what about eco? So let's try that out. Here we go. It's doing pretty good so far. We got a top speed of 20, 21.4, 21.9, and it's staying at 21.9. So we'll see what it says on the GPS. We are going up the incline now. Now it's dropping to 21.1. Still staying at 21.1, which is impressive. Now it's climbing back up to 21.4. Now we're at 21.9 again. That is hell of impressive for a single motor scooter, man. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do right here, man, I'm going to go ahead and cut the clip here and basically cut back in at the halfway point, unless like something else goes on, like acceleration slowing down or the top speed slowing down. I'll report back. Alrighty guys. Alrighty, ladies and gents, and we are in the city of Alhambra, off of Alhambra Courtyard and Main Street, and we still have what looks like 21.4 miles per hour. Got 55 volts on the display, 17 miles on the odometer. We started at 12, so that means that we have 5 miles in so far on this ride. Battery display on the percentage still shows 100%, but that's inaccurate. So something that maybe a firmware update can fix. for Vmax, because it does show, now it shows 99%, but that's still far from the 55.9 volts that it's showing. So this is what makes me glad about the Vmax also displaying voltage, because the voltage is something that's much better to follow, that's more accurate. So I did order a quad lock mount for this scooter, and I'm just waiting for it to arrive. Unfortunately, with quad lock, they always take 10 days to ship out your product and it to arrive to you, so it takes a while. And there's no like option to pay for faster delivery time either. They just ship it out at that time. Maybe they just wait for the payment to clear first and then they ship out the product. I'm not really sure how that works, but yeah, I figured I would just bring that up because that would be much easier for me to keep an eye on the voltage instead of having to pull over to the side and try to like get an accurate reading of the voltage. But we're doing good so far. 21.7 now, is going up a little bit on the speed, and we're trying to get it down to 60%, which would be about 52.1 volts on a 52 volt system. So once we get it down to about 52, maybe slightly under 52, we'll turn around and we'll start making our way back home and see how much total range we get, taking this as close as we can to zero. But again, this isn't recommended for you to do, so just leave that part to me and I'll go ahead and report back to you guys what the range is, and then you can calculate based on my weight divided by your weight how much range you can obtain going at the same exact speed. Alrighty, so let me go ahead and check out from here, and for sure this time I will check up with you guys at the halfway point. Alrighty guys. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and we are in Temple City on Camellia Avenue and Las Tunas Drive. We got 53.2 volts right now on the display. The resting voltage when I'm at a stop, it's like 54.8, so we do have some bit of voltage drop. We're riding at 21.7 to 21.9 miles per hour on the display, and we got 21 miles in on the odometer right now, which is approximately, I'm gonna say, about like 9 miles give or take. So we're not doing so bad. Again, we're trying to drop the voltage down to 52.1, which is the 60% mark, and then turn right back around and start heading back home. Right now the speed has been very consistent so far between 21.7 and 21.9, so it's been doing really good. Acceleration has been the same as well, and again we are at 45 psi on the tires, so that has a lot to do with the range that we're going to be getting today. If you make your tires a little too squishy and too soft, it's going to cause the motor to have to work harder just to get it to move, you know. And this is one of the reasons why I recommend that you always set your tire psi according to, like, you know, whatever other people do. Usually for like 10-inch tires or 10x3s is about 45 to 50, and anything above that, like 11 and 12-inch, about 50, 55-ish, you know, give or take, for the PSI for the tires for scooters. With that said, my friends, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on here, try to get this to drop down to 52.1, and then we'll start turning around. So as of right now, we just entered the city of Arcadia. I'll update you guys in just a minute. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and we have officially reached our 52.1 volts. We're now at 52.1 to 52.0. We're going 21.7 miles an hour on the display. We got 24 miles on the odometer, so that's literally 12 miles in. Now we can go ahead and start turning around. So we are in the city of Arcadia, and we are on Mayflower Avenue. So we're going to go ahead and turn around here and go right behind this guy so that we can turn around and start heading back home. So not bad so far. It actually maintained its speed for the most part and didn't have any issues at all with acceleration, so that's really cool. So again, now resting point, it says 53.1 volts, and the percentage on here says 71%, but the percentage for sure is not accurate with the voltage, at least based on the chart. So I guess, you know, it's still pretty good for what it is, but we'll find out at the end just how much range I can get out of this thing. But here we go, guys. We're going to continue on, and I'll see you guys momentarily once we get back towards my house. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and we have made it to South Pasadena. We're on Pasadena Avenue and Monterey Road. And right now we got 35 miles on the odometer. I'll give you guys a quick reading of what the actual mileage is, because this one doesn't show you trip information. The app does, but I don't have the mount yet to be able to use the app appropriately. So this is what we got going on right now. So I do have what looks like 17% battery life on the icon, and it does show a red battery bar now, but we got 47 volts exactly under load, and we're trying to get it down to 43.7, which will be 10% battery life. And we're still, believe it or not, going 21.9 miles an hour on the display. Man, that's pretty incredible, especially for eco mode. So we're using about 376 watts on the display for the motor, and it's doing great, man. Really good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the video here now that I'm making it to Highland Park, because this bridge right here is officially Highland Park now. And what I'm going to do is drop it down as close as I can to 43.7 volts to get it down to 10%, right? And then we'll go ahead and call it, and I'll chime back in on the video, guys. Alrighty, catch you guys in just a bit. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and we're almost getting to that 10% point. We got basically almost 43.8 right now under the load. So I'm trying to get home now because I don't want to get stranded and have to walk this. It is getting pretty late. So yeah, see, now it says 43.5 and it says 7% on the display, so that might be pretty accurate there. It seems like when the voltage went down below 50%, that's when it started showing a more accurate reading. So let me go ahead and pull over real quick, and I'll show you guys the results of the display. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and we're officially back home. Man, am I glad that I made it back. So here we go, guys. You can see right here on the display, 0% battery life on the little gauge. It says 45.1 volts, but in reality, under load, it went way below 43.7. It was more like 43.5, 43.4, so definitely below that. As you can see in the odometer information, it says 38. We started with 12, so that means that we got 26 miles of range out of this battery. So to calculate how much range you would get out of this scooter going the same way I did, staying in eco mode, right, only going up to 21.9 miles per hour on the display, considering I got 26 miles of range at 288 pounds, right? If we were to divide it, let's say by 160 pounds, that'll be about 1.8. So what you would do here is multiply 26 times 1.8 and you'll get your mileage. So that'll be about maybe 46 miles of range if you're a 160 pound rider, and that is pretty legit to me for a 52 volt 20.3 amp hour battery. And again, this is with total watt hours of 1056 watts. That's not bad for a Vmax VX4 that can actually give you a top speed of 37 miles per hour under GPS if you actually activate beast mode. So this is it, my friends. I know that some people said that they didn't really like the design because it looked too plain, but I actually like that it looks plain, because this looks like a standard commuter, but when it comes down to it, it has a lot of power. So with that said, my friends, if you guys would like to get yourselves one of these 2025 Vmax VX4, please consider using the link in the description to support the channel, and don't forget to take advantage of the discount code TAG1983 to be able to save $15 off on your scooter, regardless to which one you go with. Obviously, I'm going to recommend you the VX4 because it's a much faster scooter. It also has a bigger battery over the VX2 Hub, but the VX2 Hub is a really badass scooter as well, man. It's an amazing scooter, and I think you will love it as well. With that said, my friends, any questions that you guys may have about the Vmax VX4 for 2025, please be sure to comment down below. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace for now.